In this section of the guide, we'll be covering how to complete the Network Center questline, where to find the final pieces of available data, and how to survive the Chapter 1 boss fight at the end. Start your journey by traveling to the flower bed, where you'll find entrances into the statue's hedge being guarded by scorpions with unique names. Here it is on the map. After defeating the scorpion, use your buggy's chompers to break through the dead roots and follow the branches up into the hedge. You'll notice shrunken lights and wiring hanging along some of the branches that can help guide you to an Omniman outpost. If you haven't gotten it yet, there's a data folder titled Sign-In Sheet that can be found inside on a desk. Follow the branch beneath of the outpost and advance further until you arrive at the North Rose Garden, where you'll spot a red ribbon spanning the area. The ribbon will be guarded by a special orc mantis named Lieutenant Blade that you can defeat with your awesome skills. Follow the ribbon back up into the hedge behind the statue and continue through the branches. You'll pass by another Omniman outpost, but there's nothing important inside, so you can skip it if you want. Follow the branch through the hedge, defeating the orc spider along the way until you reach a twig that you can climb to get up onto the base of the statue's pedestal. Between the treads of the BURG.L Statue, you'll discover a ladder that you can use to get into the Network Center. It's also worth mentioning that your buggy won't be able to follow you, and there's a bunch of loot to collect inside, so I suggest you offload as much as you can into the buggy's inventory before proceeding. It's also wise to keep in mind that this is the finale of the first chapter, so I hope you brought your bestest gear, turned on your strongest combat mutations, and have a healthy supply of granola bars because it's bashin' time. When you're ready to proceed, climb the ladder and enter the BURG.L Statue. Here it is on the map. Inside of the first room, you'll find a pneumatic transit system unit that will take you to the next floor. It's also worth remembering that inside of each room with a PTS unit, you'll find a map on the wall showing you where the transit system will take you. After arriving in the reception room of the Network Center, you'll be taunted by Miss Stranger Danger over the Scabby, prompting a response from your playable hero if you wait. Start by making your way through the door to the right of the reception desk and turn left after entering the next room, where you'll find a data recording titled Omninant's Audio Guide to Emergency Evacuation on the floor. Here it is on the map. Next, return to the reception room and take a door to your left that leads to another PTS unit. This unit will transport you to a small room with some raw science and a scabby scanner that opens a shortcut between the Omnin outpost in the hedge and the network center's reception area. Now, backtrack your way to the room behind the reception desk and continue deeper into the Omnin facility. Travel through the corridors until you reach a room filled with security cameras. After entering the next room, take the door to your right to find another data folder titled Security Update. Here it is on the map. You'll also probably get attacked by orc weevils, so watch out. Continue traveling through the network center until you arrive at another PTS unit. Take the transit system to the next floor and then take the first door on your left to enter a cluttered bunk bedroom that you can use to reset your respawn. There's also another data folder in this room titled Clean Your Darn Bunk. Here it is on the map. You can also find a ton of healing items around the network center, so grab them if you need them when you see them. Make your way out of this room and take the hallway to your left, which will lead into an exhibit hall filled with personal items from each of the playable heroes. Travel to the next room where you'll find a conference room secluded in the back corner. Inside of this conference room, on a table near a whiteboard, you'll find a data folder titled Meeting Minutes. Here it is on the map. Make your way out of the room and enter a door on the opposite side of the hallway. Inside of this room, on the corner of a desk, you'll find a data recording titled Omnin Orientation Network Center. Here it is on the map. You'll also have to fight your way through a few orc creatures if you want to cross this room. On the far side of the room, you'll find another PTS unit that'll transport you to the next floor of the facility. Here you'll have to fight a mini-boss in the form of the Orc Cockroach Queen. Don't forget to peep it. After defeating the orc mini-boss, you'll receive a special trinket, and you'll be able to check the upper walkway for an ominous corpse that you can rummage through to find the network center access pass. Here it is on the map. In order to proceed, you'll have to activate 3 relay switches to open a locked door. 2 of these switches can be found beyond the door at the top of the ramp with the pink and green arrows. Inside of this room, you'll have to fight more orc cockroaches before you can explore safely. After defeating the enemies, travel to the left side of the room where you can find a data folder titled Confused Note. Here it is on the map. You can also find a data recording titled Ominent Orientation Secret Science Division underneath of a television in the back corner. Here it is on the map. You'll also find the first of the relay switches in this room, so activate it. Now, travel back to the far side of the room, and next to a collapsed hallway you can find another data folder titled Boiled Science. Here it is on the map. Next, drop down into a section of a destroyed wall and travel around to a room with the next relay switch that you'll need to activate. You'll also find an orc weevil to bash and a data recording titled Ominent Orientation Field Archives. Here it is on the map. After activating the second switch, backtrack to the room with the locked door where you fought the orc cockroach queen and travel to the door beyond the ramp with the blue arrows. Inside of this room, you'll find a few orc cockroach nymphs to deal with before you can search for the relay switch safely. There's also a data folder titled Formal Reminder that can be found on a table in the corner. Here it is on the map. You can also find another data recording titled Ominent Orientation Monitoring Station behind a tipped over chair close to the final relay switch. Here it is on the map. In order to power this relay switch, you'll need to drop down into the compartment under the floor to repair a few sections of damaged wiring. You can identify where to fix the wires by looking for the sparks, and when you find them, you'll be prompted to repair them using some electrical tape that seemingly comes from nowhere. Once the wire has been completely repaired, you can return to the final relay switch and flip it. With all 3 relays activated, return to the room where you fought the orc cockroach queen and press the large button to unlock the door. Behind the locked door, you'll find another PTS unit to travel on to the next floor. Here, you'll have to battle your way through a series of server rooms and ventilation shafts until you reach another PTS unit on the far side of another locked door. Before you use the PTS unit, use your Scabby to unlock the nearby door to avoid having to backtrack through the Orc Gauntlet again if you fail the upcoming boss fight. When you're ready to face the Chapter 1 boss fight, take the PTS up to the final floor of the Network Center where you'll discover another Scabby scanner. Before activating the scanner, check a nearby bench for a data folder titled Confidential Report and a recording titled Away Message. Here it is on the map. I also highly suggest making a hard save here in case you want to reload and relive this boss battle because it is quite fun but sadly can only be done once. Upon activating the Scabby scanner, you'll be greeted to possibly the coolest cutscene so far in the entire Grounded franchise as Miss Stranger Danger jumps down to confront you. As far as boss fights go in Grounded, this is the best one yet. You'll be forced to fight against another shrunken spacer mutant that wears armor and carries weapons just like you. They also have additional combo strings, enhanced mutations, and will even consume a smoothie halfway through the fight to stack combat buffs and regenerate their own health. I spent hours in this room, labbing in one-on-one combat with this shrunken super soldier just to test her skills, and here's everything I learned that I think will help you defeat her. During the first phase of the battle, she'll only use some of her attacks. One of them being a 3-hit slash combo that can be perfect blocked or dodged depending on your timing. It's worth mentioning that she won't always complete the full combo, so don't let her feints and fakeouts throw you off your game plan. She can also perform a jumping slam attack that can be easily dodged or blocked. If you do manage to perfect parry this attack, it will sometimes stagger her back, giving you a brief opportunity to go on the offensive. The final attack you'll have to worry about during the first phase of the battle will be her charging thrust. After you reduce her health to about half, she'll drink a smoothie to boost her attack stats and regenerate her health. She'll also change up some of her attack combos, now doing 4 and 5 hit attack strings that are much harder to block and dodge compared to the 3 hits. She'll continue to use her stab and jump attacks, but will also have an explosive candy magic attack that can only be dodged. It's also worth noting that you can peep the Masked Ranger to acquire her creature card, and she is weak to fresh damage, making the icicles the ideal weapon to counter her Coltana. That being said, the Wolfsbane's Fangs will also work effectively, despite not being the most optimal. After almost defeating her, she'll retreat from the arena and send in an Orc Wolf Spider to conclude the fight. This is the only Orc Wolf Spider currently available in the game, so much like Miss Stranger Danger, don't forget to peep it. As for the fight, Bandit the Orc Wolfie fights exactly the same as a regular Wolf Spider, so you already know what you have to do. After defeating Bandit, the Masked Ranger will flee, allowing you to access the office where you'll find BURG.L's head along with the Charred Recipe, the Sizzling Key, and the final Turbo Optical Disc. You'll also be contacted by Sloan from a nearby phone, which will conclude the first chapter of the early access. But there's still a few things left to do to fully 100% the currently available game. For starters, the Charred Recipe will unlock the blueprint to craft the Spicy Coltana, and the Sizzling Key can be used to acquire the Spicy Globs needed to craft it. As for the final optical disc, it will unlock the recipes needed to tame the Orbweaver Spider Buggy. Congratulations, you made it to the end of the tutorial. You are now more better than you were before. As I mentioned before, Grounded 2 is still in early access, so if the tutorial seems outdated or inaccurate, check the comments or the description for any updates. Also, feel free to ask me anything when I'm live over on Twitch if you need more tips and tricks from a Grounded Grandmaster. And always remember, whether I see you here in the comments, over in the Twitch chat, or someplace else across the Streamiverse, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Okay, see ya!
Whoa, I'm not just small, I'm tiny. This is freaking awesome!
Don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to like and subscribe.